you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Everybody have a seat. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's January 11th, 2016, and Under the Visor is going away. That's right, this is the last episode that will be broadcast from the Under the Visor podcast. A lot of reasons why. Primarily, we're just not being successful enough and reaching enough audience members. We're not getting enough plays. We're not getting enough likes. And that, believe me, that has nothing to do with the faithful listeners that we've got and the people that enjoy the quotes of the day and the comments and the silly stuff that we put up on the Facebook page Under the Visor. No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It's just that a podcast is only as good as how far it reaches. And it can't be monetized, and it can't be successfully broadcast across the internet as radio podcast without getting the listenership that major podcasts do. We were trying to grow into that. We were growing at a rapid rate, but everything has fallen off. So the ball drops, and it stops. The buck stops right here with me, and I'm just going to have to take all the responsibility for the fact that this show has not been successful. And I don't feel sad. I don't feel sad a bit. It's something that, man, this has been fun. This has been something that I've truly enjoyed doing, and I gave it my best. Failure is not a bad word. You know, it only means that another door opens somewhere else. And so, you know, with that in mind, if you want to try something and you think it's a good idea, like I did with this podcast, well, think it out, plan it, put it together, and then give it your best shot. And I have. But I have to admit that I've not been successful with it. So that's okay. I'll do something else sometime that will be successful. Not everybody has to hit a home run every time. It doesn't work that way. 300 hitters in baseball fail 7 out of 10 times. You got to look at it realistically, folks. This is the way things work. So, I couldn't think of a more appropriate song to start this with, and I'll come back to you in just a moment.
There's a sad sort of clanging from the clock in the hall, and the bells in the steeple too. And up in the nursery an absurd little bird is popping up to say cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Regretfully they tell us, but firmly they compel us to say goodbye to you. Saying adieu,
adieu, adieu, to you and you and you.
So long, farewell, au revoir, Wiedersehen.
I'd like to stay and taste my first champagne.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
I leave and heave a sigh and say goodbye, goodbye.
I'm glad to
Well, I think most of you would recognize that from the great musical The Sound of Music with Christopher Plummer and Julie Andrews. And yeah, no, I'm not escaping from Austria and soon to be occupied Austria and into Switzerland. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here in my hometown of Kansas City, and I'll be doing a lot of things that I enjoy. And soon the weather's going to turn, and I'm going to be back on the golf course, and I'm going to be just having a blast. So let's turn to Under the Visor podcast for a second. For the January 8th show that we put up just recently, I made a post, and it was a contest that we put up for a $50 Amazon card. I had one reply. It didn't. One really good reply that didn't come in the form of an email. That was the method that I asked that it be sent in. But one really good reply came in the form of a Facebook message. And basically, I'll just tell you it was all pro-Trump. And I know this person voted for Trump and is a very big supporter of Donald Trump and very anti-Barack Obama. I got a lot of comments and Facebook messages, and mostly Facebook messages about people that thought completely the other way. That they hate Trump, they think he's a liar, they think he's stupid. We talked in the last podcast about this might be the Twitter president. Who knows? Well, time will tell. I mean, it's 10 days or 8 days, whatever it is, and we'll see what happens. There's a lot going on in the news today about the confirmation hearings. Jeff Sessions, a senator from Alabama that has been nominated to be the Attorney General, had quite a few dissenters against him. And Mr. Tillerson, the former chairman of Exxon, the nominee for the Secretary of State's job, just went through the Intelligence and Finance Committee, and Marco Rubio was a little bit tough on him. I was kind of surprised by that. I expected these nominees with a Republican Congress to just breeze through. Don't know which way Marco's going to vote, but again, the Republicans have control of the Senate, and Mitch McConnell promised Donald Trump that he'd get them all through, and he'd get them all through quickly, and that's what I expect will happen. I think that everybody that he has nominated for positions that require confirmation by the Senate will be approved, and will take over the heads of the appropriate departments that they were nominated for. Again, I'm not going to take a political stance on that. So that's what's going on in the world, and I'm going to award the $50 gift card because it was well written and had a lot of salient points, and that was the person that was pro-Trump, so I'll get that out to that person. So congratulations on winning a $50 Amazon card. I'm going to let you remain anonymous so that you don't get hammered in Facebook from the anti-Trump people. But just remember that we all have varying opinions about a lot of things, and particularly about politics. And so rather than fight about it, let's talk about it rationally, and let's try to do that in the future with you as individuals, since the podcast will no longer exist. And just kind of be gentle about it. You know, I don't get into arguments about politics. I definitely have my opinions. I have definite opinions about the political arena, but I don't think that's fair for me to share on the air, and primary reason is I don't want to be perceived as a demagogue or trying to sway anybody. But I'll talk to you about it, and I'm going to still be on Facebook personally, so anytime you want to chat about anything, I'm there, and we can chat through email or messenger or even right on Facebook, and I won't fight with you, but I'll certainly listen to you. And you may say that okay, psychology majors, here's a passive aggressive podcaster that won't get into a fight. Well, no, that's not it. Some people have accused me of being passive aggressive in the past, but that's not the reason. The reason is I don't think the public forum is a place to argue, and I just won't do it. So it's my refusal rather than passive aggressive nature. At this point, I'd like to share my sincere thanks to everybody that has listened to the podcast, those of you that have liked it, those of you that hadn't, don't, those of you that gave it a try and walked away. I hope that it had some effect on you, not whatsoever, pardon me. I always do this extemporaneously. I hope it had some effect on you, that you garnered either some knowledge or it made you think. That was my purpose. And with this being the last one, I'm just going to say that I really appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you've done in contributing to the podcast. I thank you very much. And, you never know. There may be another podcast up someday under a different label, a different brand. Who knows what's in the offing? That's the good thing about trying things, is that you can always try something new. So I'm pressing on through the remainder of this nasty winter, and I hope you get through it safely. And let's get on to spring, where we can get some sunshine and feel good about ourselves. I'm going to end this last podcast and the final piece of music from one of my absolute favorite artists. And you know I like a lot of music because I play a lot for you. But this is John Lennon's son, Julian Lennon, from a gazillion years ago. And it's too late for goodbyes. So here's Julian Lennon, and he's going to take us out. This is the end, and thank you, Julian, for writing this song and being the close to the Under the Visor podcast. Everybody take care, and again, thank you very much for participating in the Under the Visor podcast.